The historic power crisis in Texas continues to plague its residents in the aftermath of the disastrous deep freeze disrupting access to drinkable water for over 14 million Texans.
I want to bring in now the chief elected official of Dallas County, Texas, Judge Clay Jenkins. Judge Jenkins, thank you so much for being here. And just give us the update. How are the folks there in your surrounding area kind of doing right now? We know water was a big deal. Electricity, power was a big deal. Looks like most of that's come back on. Just how are you doing?
Well, they're exhausted, but they're very resilient. Right now, we're beginning to see these exorbitant energy bills due to the fact that the governor's team didn't put any sort of consumer protection on the high end of the variable rates. So people are getting $10,000 and $15,000 and even $20,000 electric bills to heat a small home. This in the face of days without any power in those homes. So we're calling on the governor to fix it. They broke it. They need to fix it. Our residents do not need to pay these prices. This should have been set up like an adjustable rate mortgage so that you could not see your prices go up 10,000% in 1 month.
That is certainly adding insult to injury. And Judge, I know as of last week, speaking of the governor, you had not heard from him. Has that changed? And if not, why do you think that is?
Well, we heard from the governor's team 3 days after we were without power. Unfortunately, all we heard from them is that they were going to cut our vaccine supply in half, even though Texas is getting more vaccines this week than any other week. And they were going to send those to other parts of the state. And that is adding insult to injury to our people. Governor, don't mess with North Texas vaccines. We need those vaccines. I've got people who are above 75 years old, who are very sick, who have been waiting for months to get their vaccine. We need you to send us the vaccine so we can get that into people's arms and help them to get past this, COVID pandemic.
And Judge, I want to make sure I'm hearing you right. You didn't hear from the governor's office about the help you need for the storm and what your folks are going through. You heard from them to say we're cutting your vaccine supply, and that was a matter of what they didn't think you could use it anyway because of the power issues and things going on. Well, that was what you heard from the governor's office?
No, we have ample ability to get rid of the vaccine and put it in people's arms. In fact, I have a Department of Defense team with 72 vaccinators on the ground this morning, not to mention doctors and pharmacists from all over North Texas giving shots. We had 80 vaccinators yesterday for a drive-through and did nearly 4,000 shots. We have plenty enough capacity to get rid of the vaccine, but the governor has moved our vaccine, only North Texas, no other place but North Texas, has he shifted vaccine to other parts of the state. And so we just need that to stop. We've had enough bad news from the governor's office this week, and we don't need any more. Our people need their vaccine.
And Judge, I know you touched on this, talking about these sky-high electric bills for your constituents, for the people there in North Texas. Give us a sense of what they're dealing with and what relief you hope you can bring to them. What can be done about these insane bills that your consumers are getting and receiving in the mail?
Well, the first thing is they need to investigate these predatory companies and see if they followed every, aspect of the predatory pricing scheme that the governor's team put into place by not having any consumer protections. Perhaps they didn't, and perhaps we can get relief there. If not, I think it's up to the governor from the rainy day fund to pay these bills, because the people do not knowingly gamble their entire future on an electric bill. And so these people were taken advantage of by a scheme that the governor's team set up. This is not a surprise. This whole thing is predictable. Consumer advocates have been saying for years, we need consumer protection. Engineers have been saying for years, and I addressed the legislature 2 years ago, saying we need to modernize the gas pipeline system or it'll break in the ground. We've told them for years, and there's reports from both the federal and the state government 10 years ago when this happened the last time, you've got to modernize those generator plants. So Texans have suffered enough. The government needs to fix this, and they need to find the money to fix it and not take it out of the individual pockets of Texans who cannot afford a $10,000 or $20,000 electric bill.
To your point, hope that's taken care of, sir. Some of the bills we have seen, it's just impossible that folks there in Texas are suffering the way they are, and then to have that come on top of it. Judge, we hope we can check in with you. I don't think this is an issue going away. There's going to be some healing that needs to be done, but there's an issue and some accountability and some investigations going to happen down the road. We hope we can see you again, all right?
Thank you.
Again, that's Dallas County, Texas Judge Clay Jenkins. You said it, insult to injury. Some of these bills we've seen.
And insane. I mean, it really is something that is not even possible or probable that anyone would be able to pay, especially during these times.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.